Nurses, we just want to thank you for everything you do. We are ShiftKey.com. Log on today and connect to open PRN shifts in your area. Work when you want, where you want. You can even get paid next day. ShiftKey.com. Start today.
Howdy, it's another episode of G-Man. Yeah, it's Christmas time. He comes out. Jarrod Walsh, Matty Burgess, Andy Munn, and special guest from the Brighton Trophy Centre, Con. Welcome to Boost Team Man, everybody.
Oh, yeah. We are back. It's great. We have a thanks for sticking around for a week as well, Con. We haven't been back to Brighton Trophy Centre. Hopefully it's still standing.
Been sleeping on the couch here.
Mate, you brought a bottle of Herradura?
Something like that.
Okay, it's this tequila. So you obviously got this as a gift and now you're gifting it to us, right?
Yeah, of course.
What do they call that, guys?
Re-gifting.
I don't know if they can say that anymore, can they?
What?
No, you can't say that. But they're playing Australia in the Boxing Day test. Do you have a tequila history, mate? Because I've always had like a shot of tequila and it's normally ruined me.
Yep. It's done the same for me, but I just thought this one looked good. And I thought, I asked the guy and he said, it's a sipping one. I went, yep.
Yeah,
that's what
cool.
Okay.
What do you normally drink, mate? If you were at home on a weekend, talk us through, because this is Booze Team, and what do you normally have to drink?
Probably nothing. I don't drink very much.
You've come to the wrong place.
If I'm home alone, I tend not to drink, but if I've got company, we'll probably drink vodka or some sort of white spirit, gin even.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and beers. I love my
straight,
beers.
or do you have...
I like to drink vodka
He's
straight.
married, mate.
Yeah. Straight, all straight.
So when I was messaging Con to come in, he sent me a message and said, "What are you guys drinking today?" And then before I could reply, he wrote another message saying, "Tequila it is."
So, you should tell us that joke.
Which one?
The joke.
Oh, why did the Mexican push his wife off of the cliff?
Why?
Tequila. That would have been funnier if you didn't hear it 5 minutes earlier.
No, we didn't, mate. This is live. Gin is something which is growing again. Gin used to be something there was like 3 or 4 varieties in Australia, and now it's everywhere. You go to a gin distillery and you try.
Shifty Lizard are doing a gin now.
Are they?
Are they really?
Yeah, they are. We'll get it. We'll get it for the next one.
Will we?
Yep. Well, I'll ask them for
Well,
it.
let's just go down there.
I'll buy it. Yeah, we go there.
Yeah, I'd rather go down there.
What do you do for Christmas, Con? Normally with the
Just
family?
family, it's all family stuff.
So you got a big family, obviously.
Yeah, it's fairly large. There's 3 sisters and I don't know how many cousins, like tons of cousins.
So does COVID stop the big gathering you were normally going to have?
Yeah, definitely. We normally have a Thursday night dinner at my parents' house, and that's
lamb on a spit?
Yeah, lamb on the spit.
Beautiful.
Sometimes. Yeah, it just depends.
Do you have to do 2 sittings now? Like these people come between 12 and 2 and then 2 and 4? You just kick them out?
I think we can just go for it.
Do you get Theo, the clarinet player, around?
I think you'll be all right.
Theo, the clarinet player.
Yeah, he doesn't come around?
No.
I went to a winery a little while ago, and I was just like, oh, Theo, the clarinet player. And they're like, oh, how good is he? I'm like, nah, he's sick, man. He was awesome. Great, It's just I was unfamiliar with Theo, the clarinet player.
Also, George is on Weymouth. He spoke all about it when you spoke to him.
Theo, the clarinet. Yeah. And George is a great guy, man. If you need to go and go somewhere for Christmas, he's an institution, and we got to see George's continue to shine. Have you been to George's before, man?
No.
Have you been to George's, Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. And he's such a nice guy as well, man. One of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet.
Tequila wise, I've only ever had Patron before, and the coffee flavored one.
I can have so much of that. That's
So this is new
beautiful.
for you. Have you got ice cubes?
No, we
he's got
can't
Dr.
afford
Dre.
that. Usually Con supplies what we need here, like water and such things like that. Coffee flavoured Patron is what we used to drink every Sunday night and head to the Grand.
Yeah.
And that is what I drank
Nice.
when went out and then ended up with the Bondi Rescue boys.
Oh, party.
Yeah, party.
Is that the guy from Home and Away?
Sam Clark, whatever his name is. Ryan Clark? Was
Yes,
Sam Clark?
starfish or the stingray.
Toadfish.
Toadfish.
The guy from Neighbours.
Toadfish Rebecca.
Hey, Andy.
Yes.
Mate, we've been asking for weeks for you to tell us about Hook and Sling, but you never did.
Yeah, no, it was in relation to like Maddie with your DJing and production and stuff.
Yeah.
Like years ago when Dylan Manoff,
Yep.
he helped set up out north. What is it? It's like an old pub that turned into a club.
Oh, the Golden Grove
Envy?
Tavern.
Was it Envy?
No, what was the place?
Don't know.
The Bridgewater Hotel. I think it was, mate.
He said the Bridgewater Hotel.
No, it wasn't. That's the fucking 5AA ad. What am I talking about? Yeah, I know. Sorry, the fucking beers we had earlier just got to me. Bubbles
What,
get
last
to me,
week?
boys. Yeah, last week. Still hammered.
Pull these up.
Yeah, out north, and it was an opening night, and he'd booked Hook and Sling to come and open it for them.
Right.
We
Now, Jarrod, do you know Hook and Sling's names?
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, John and Steve.
Oh, right.
so Anthony
right?
from Hook and Sling.
Yeah. That's only one guy.
Is he Hook or Sling?
He's both.
He's both.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him where that name came from, but what had happened was
so many people get it wrong. So many people think it's a duo, and it's just funny.
Yeah.
I did as well. So we had this limo from
Sorry, guys.
the
Judgy.
city out to this place out north somewhere, whatever it's called, and we picked him up on the way and went to the gig. Obviously, got pretty blind, and then ended back up at my place,
Right.
Because I lived in this penthouse above this photography studio, but
Yeah.
the penthouse was like built in the 90s,
Right.
so it was like marble and shit everywhere and gold and stuff.
You play marbles.
Yeah, play marbles.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then the crazy thing was he ended up coming back because he was into one of the girls that was with us.
Right.
And was fighting me for it. And and we went back to my place.
No
and
contest.
then we ended up drinking till late, and I was playing him my tunes. He's like, how'd you make that?
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, I'll open the Logic file. And then we went through it.
Yeah.
And then he ended up making fucking heaps more money than me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not, because I'm here with you guys now.
Andy could have a penthouse in Beverly Hills. But he's like, you know what? I want to be on Peary Street next to BTS with these boys.
Is that when I used to pick you up to go to the gym?
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
No,
I was living down near the Optus building.
Is it nice, Con?
It's really good.
Okay, we got to try this.
Yeah,
we got to
that-
try this.
that is.
I don't
It's
know
really
what to
nice.
Because tequila, you normally expect that you're going to have a lemon afterwards or sugar or whatever.
You like. Usually after the end of it, this one's good. Smooth. I think that
It's actually
the word
very
is.
nice.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Can't feel my face anymore, but
Jeez, it's hot in here.
yeah, we're getting some dentistry done.
I can say this because it's Booze Team Men, but yeah, when I used to do street stuff for Nova,
This will be good.
it was a different experience, Con. So we used to have like. Right, mate.
Sorry, the tequila's quite strong.
We used to have local radio from like when we first started. This is 16, almost 17 years ago. I feel like my voice has got deeper as well.
You're going real Pilco on us. Have a few cans and all.
All right,
Yeah, get over
all right,
it.
so-
come on, Leon.
13,
finish the
20,
story.
42.
we had were local from basically 6 a.m. till 6 a.m. So nothing was taken out of the network, which was a big thing back then. So you had heaps of staff. It was a good time. But you look back at it now, the whole transition into having network shows was scary, but it makes sense now because you want the bigger shows going
of
into the
course.
markets. But I used to drive around the station vehicle, as I told you guys before, which I crashed into power lines and almost died. It's not funny, mate. Sorry. Okay.
It is a little bit funny.
It's a little bit funny. I survived. It wouldn't have
that's
been
what's
funny
funny.
because I mean
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here and Eddie wouldn't be with DJ Hook and Sling, John and Steve.
No.
No, I would have been. I just wouldn't have been here.
Oh yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah.
So what I used to do,
You'd be ground announcing Adelaide United.
that's true.
Well, yeah, I would have been because I was living with a guy that did it.
Paul Curran.
Yeah, and then you took all his work. And
now he hates me.
Now he's out of the
He
picture.
has nothing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Still remember that time that he was ironing his shirt and he's like, fucking Jarrod Walsh is coming.
Was he really?
Yeah. Try to take all the work.
I didn't mean to do it. It just happened,
just
mate.
happens.
I mean, you know, that's just what happens though, isn't it? New generation.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty much the same age.
So that's code word for someone better.
we used to have to record the commercials for that, and both of us had to go the Highlander, which was just a waste of time.
Do you do it together or do you do it
we did
separately and then put it
was
together?
like, hey guys, let's together at 1 o'clock and let's record the commercial. All right, mate, cool. And that was it.
Yeah, right,
And
okay.
recorded it. So what I did, I would go and to different locations and cross back to the night show. And her name was Gemma Clark, who did it. And
Clarky.
I would try and find, Peter Russell's daughter. I would try and find different things to do, like because if I was smart, and I lived in the western suburbs, so it was easy. I never wanted to drive an hour away because I knew the sooner I got back, the sooner I could go home. So I'd go, I've travelled all the way to Carolta Park tonight, guys. It's a long trip. Had to make a couple of toilet stops. Or I'd go down to Henley. Sorry. So anyway, this 1 week, I have decided to do a pole dancing course.
Jesus.
Whoa.
So I was getting taught how to pole dance.
Love that.
Now, this reason that I kind of was thinking maybe I should do this as a bit of a radio stunt was that the weekend before I went to a Bucks party.
Wait, was that on Grange Road? The pole dancing thing?
You seem to know the location. No, it wasn't. That's another one. That's okay. They may have moved. So the week before, I was at a
franchise.
That's right.
I was at a Bucks party and they hired entertainment for the Buck, and I was like, this could be a cool idea just to learn how to do something a little bit different. Radio used to be very edgy, mate. Like you listen back to older kind of radio now. Nova's whole thing was being edgy. Now it's very much. I get excited when you hear someone say shit on the radio because you go, "Oh, I can't believe you said that." Yeah. Fuck, man! Like the stuff that used to be said, and that's just society's change, which is not necessarily for the worse. Like it's good on it. So I've gone. I'm going to try this. And then I have gone to the Lady Love Pole Dancing Academy, which is on Morford, like the corner of Hindley Street and Morford.
Yeah, above that convenience store there.
Yeah. How do you know?
How do I answer this without letting my wife know?
So I've got some listeners involved, and I'm going to take one person a night to learn how to pole dance. And the most... Like I've gone through some pretty weird experiences before in my life. In working, I've had people offer things in exchange for CDs.
What sort of things?
Things that you're thinking of.
Oh, you mean gaming cards?
Yeah, gaming cards.
Sexual intercourse.
It's a very weird thing. People would drive past and go, "Where's Fitzy?" But this time I'm standing there a little bit nervous at the Lady Love Pole Dancing Academy, and then it's time to go. Lady Love was actually the person who was entertaining the Bucks party the week before, which I was a bit kind of like, oh wow, this is unique, and I couldn't concentrate for the whole week just because of what I had experienced.
Well, I've told you about the hotel room that I was in with a Buck show here in Adelaide, and a double team rolled up, and I knew one of them.
You've told us none of that.
Please continue. And we locked eyes halfway through the segment, and I winked back. We were in a hotel room. I think, I won't tell you say any names. There was like probably 10 of us in like just a generic hotel room with a double bed. We're all sitting on the bed waiting for this entertainment roll up, and there was a knock at the door like Con when he came in. That's why I was so shocked. I was like, I haven't booked anything. And they rolled in. I was like, fucking hell. and then they started, and I was like, oh, it's pretty light entertainment. This will be fine. It won't be awkward. And then they got the instruments out, and then they went,
what, guitar?
Yeah, they essentially went from 2 people and became 1. Yeah. So that was pretty awkward. And I first met her when I judged Miss Nude Australia.
Oh, man.
Right.
Did you see the guy from the NRL over the past few days who's come out and said that in a past life he did porn?
No.
So he's come out because a video has surfaced of him doing porn, and he said, it's a time that I regret. It's amateur porn. It's come online.
Hey, Barry, that was from Saturday.
It's funny you say that because he's gone, yeah, I really regret what's happened. I had no idea what was happening at the time. I didn't know who was doing the act. I'm like, great. I've seen the video. And the video is him there doing what he needs to do, and then there is a wall, and there's a hole in the wall, and then they show the person on the other side of the wall. And if you had no idea of the person on the other side of the wall, then there is something definitely wrong with you.
Anyway,
it's a hole in the wall, like just
like that movie Blades of Glory.
Okay. Far out. That is such a weird video to come out.
You know what?
It's very weird.
NRL guys just do things on another level, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
They just have a real crack.
Okay, now, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show
Play
you
the
the video.
Yes.
And what you need to do
Jesus.
is you need to just watch it and just
No audio?
No, there's audio.
Oh.
You tell me if you think he knows what's going on or not.
What I mean, it's the size of a thumb that you're showing us.
Yeah.
And the video.
Yeah.
Where is it? Maybe I can watch like this.
Yeah,
That's better.
better.
Okay. Oh, my Wi-Fi. I'm just going to take you to this part.
So you can tell you this porn bit.
Oh, shit.
I'm a bit nervous about this.
Oh, yeah. This is great listening.
Okay, so remember, he said I had no idea what was happening. All right. Why is it?
Oh, hang on.
What?
We've all done that before.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, wait, that's just Saturday night.
so that's a legit, actual made porn with production and everything. I thought this is some
And he's a
amateur
current
shit. He's been
NRL
caught.
player.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what I wonder with that stuff like that is how much he got paid.
Oh, not enough,
Like,
I
is it
reckon.
a couple of grand? Is it 10 grand? Like with the whole OnlyFans thing, people are making fucking
Yeah,
millions
yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
Like that back in the day probably got about $350.
I tell you what, it's going to be hard to play against him.
Yeah, especially when you're always in the box. The box being the little box there that you
Very
sit
weird, that
in.
kind of stuff.
I do a lot of driving for my job, so
Speaking of porn, how's a segue on it?
yeah, nice segue, Eddie. I do a lot of driving, so I was noticing some beaten up old cars.
Matt, you
lately,
are so sorry. It is so good to listen to you try and talk. Because you
know, no, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is.
I do a bit of driving work.
No, I'll tell you what it is. I'm worried that you're going to call me out on it.
What do you mean?
You're in the porn.
Yes. No.
Nah, just talk. I'm not-
So I do a lot of driving, and I see I can't take you seriously.
What have I done, mate?
And it got me thinking about my first car.
Okay.
All right.
This is a very different change of direction.
No, because I'm interested in what all your first cars were.
Okay.
Okay. So my first car was a Mark II Escort, canary yellow, and I crashed it into the house.
On purpose.
No, not on purpose. No. And I was shattered. It cost me $500. So I'm just
The car or the house?
the car. Okay. Yeah, the car.
What was your first car, Con?
I was a 1974 Galant.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Bench
Green.
seats. Bench seats.
Green. No.
No.
Buckets.
Bucket seats.
Bucket seats.
Okay.
I drove a Ford Festiva, but my first car that I purchased was a Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yeah, and that was like your brand for years.
What do you mean, my brand?
Lancer boy.
Well, because that was your car. That was always your thing.
It's the only, yeah. Yeah, it was good. I got one of those novelty gear sticks where it lights up the whole car.
Playboy sticker.
No, I had a skating sticker on it, I think, but I didn't really skateboard. Yeah. I was the worst skater. I loved skating, but I could only ollie on the grass because then I'd lose the risk of fuck off, Con. I'd lose the risk of falling over.
I don't know, hurt my knees.
I've fallen. I've still got like scar tissue from one fall.
babe.
So skateboarders are nuts, right? Like the fact that they can do that with their feet and land it. Geez.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hit a hockey ball sometimes, but that's it.
But that's why they have to do NOS cans beforehand so they don't feel anything.
You know what I'm saying?
That's news to me.
What? I mean, what?
Hey, what?
Yeah, what's your first car, buddy?
Mine wasn't as cool as yours. I had a 1984 Mitsubishi Colt.
Colt?
Yeah, the little hatchback.
Was it auto?
Manual.
Oh.
Yeah. Used to lay out some sick skids.
Manuals are good cars. The manuals are cheaper.
Were they? Well, autos were good because you could hold hands going around corners.
Oh.
I used to think it was just because you could eat when you drive, but that sounds way better.
Yeah.
And drink.
Yeah.
What are you boys doing for Christmas? If this is the last booze team men we have before Christmas, I'm assuming it will. Will you guys have a couple of drinks on Christmas Day?
No, I don't generally drink on Christmas Day.
Okay, it's kind of weird that both Con and Matt have alluded to the fact they don't generally drink, and we are here drinking.
Yeah. No, I just said on Christmas Day.
Okay, what will you normally have? Con likes the tequila.
Yeah,
It's smooth as.
It is, isn't it? Well, my mum's American, so our Christmas is very traditional.
Do you Thanksgiving as well with your mum?
When we can, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So generally first thing in the morning on Christmas Day, we go to mum and dad's place.
Yeah.
She does a big pancake spread and all that sort of stuff. And how about the food? I was halfway through that.
Yeah, you're like, spread. Oh, God. Oh, God. You realize this is booze team now. You can't say that shit.
As soon as Andy went, like, I've got the all clear to laugh.
I was halfway through it. Fuck off, made a mistake here.
I reckon that I thought I could feel the time when you thought, no, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this so the boys jumping at it. They didn't hear it. I'm going to move forward.
I got to a point, I'm like, nah, I'm committed.
Yeah. Anyway, so she spread, and then what happens?
No, that's it.
Okay, calling now.
No, that's not.
Heard you.
Woo. Okay, so
I got tears, Mike.
Christmas Day, you're a bit restricted. Con, Andos, what do you do with your 16 kids, mate?
Well, yeah,
He's restricted.
No, not anymore. Because there's so many, I can just walk away and they can just deal with things. No.
Fend for yourself.
So because the boys go over to their father's house, we have a bit of spare time on our hands, so we'll be getting on it.
And space.
Yeah.
Spare time and space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Do you know that I'd said to Andy last night, I can tell the story about your house that I messaged you about last night, can I?
Yeah, whatever.
So Andy's property in Plimpton.
Yeah.
They're renting, so the landlord is preparing to sell and preparing it for sale. And Andy sent an image last night on the real estate link going, hey, if you guys want to buy it, have a look. And I've looked at it. The house is beautiful, by the way. It's a beautiful house, big block.
It's probably just a touch out my
Agreed.
budget.
Yeah, same.
Anyway.
I mean, I was made redundant, but thanks for bringing it up.
I haven't worked for a wage for years, so I'm not going to buy it.
The interesting thing where it shows all of the photos, about 16 photos of the property. So you've got the front yard, beautiful inside, lots of room, big rooms. The backyard has room for, there's a shed there, a trampoline, great entertaining area. But then you move to probably the third last photo and there's a fucking soccer pitch and club rooms. So it looks like Andy is living at the Plimpton Soccer Club. And when you buy the house, you also get that. So it's a big block of land.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, like I said in the text, because the boys are Italian, they love a good game of soccer. So that's why we got on the...
How close are you to that ground? Is it literally next door?
No. It's about, I'd probably say a couple hundred metres.
So you may as well have just put in a photo of Corolla Park Shopping Centre.
Yeah, and I dare say people probably wouldn't buy it if that was the case.
Oh.
Yes. They'll do every sneaky thing possible to get someone to buy the place.
So you have to play soccer to be interested in buying it.
I do like soccer.
Yeah, interesting.
Have you been to the Nando's at Corolla Park?
Yes.
Yeah, a few
I
times.
love that so much.
Yeah.
Whereabouts do you live, Con?
Allenby Gardens.
And your house number? And Okay. And how long have you lived there for?
Going on 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Been there for, always been Western Suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good.
I like the Western suburbs.
Yeah, I love the Western Suburbs.
Are you going to try and stay in the same area if you, in your 12 months' time, if you had to move, you like the area you're in?
Yeah, if Little Boxco goes well, we'll probably buy a place.
One of the sponsors, tell us about it.
Littleboxco.com.au.
Yeah, great.
If you want a food box, fucking hit us up.
Velvet Anderson.
It's going great guns. We've like today just went bunter. So like we're doing Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, end of school years, like for presents for the teachers, people that don't want to buy flowers, they'd rather give a gift of awesome, which is food.
How hard is it not to eat while you are preparing the boxes?
Not that hard because I just eat it.
Okay.
Yeah, it has like at the beginning. This is very similar to Casanova-ring, right? So
You
as
drink
a
the icy
Casanova,
cold cans of Coke.
Yeah, in the beginning, you're like, fuck yeah. All this free food in front of me. Free toasters, free fucking clothing I can give away to myself instead of listeners.
You would say, I tell you what, we had so many people rock up to Carolda Park for our activation. Everything was gone. Really, no one rocked up. So then you go home and you're like, I tell you what, guys, I've got 7 box sets of That 70s Show, 9 DVDs, 7 packets of chips, and some Powerade. Good luck.
But then management got smart on it. So what they would do is they would make you come back with photos with the people you gave away the stuff to. So what you would do is Maddie would come up to me at Carolda Park Shopping Centre like, hey, bro, you want a free something? And you're like, yeah, man. I'm like, this is a fucking cool radio station, bro. Come over here. And then I'd have a photo and I'm like, hey, man, do you mind holding this toaster for a sec? And like you hold the toaster and you take a photo. I take the toaster back and give you a sticker. Yes. And then you head off on your day. And so that was the proof that you take back. But you'd have a sick toaster on the way back at home. So with the Casanova-ring, I remember starting off eating all the food. There was a Donut King and I think it was maybe Farmers Union sort of promotion where they came out with new products. So we always had donuts aplenty to hand out every day, and also these milkshakes that you would shake up and they'd turn into a thick shake. I think.
I remember.
And they were super real thick.
You almost needed a spoon.
Yeah. I drank liters of that every shift. Literally got this fat, and then and then decided to not do that anymore. You get to a point where like, nah, I can't do it anymore. It's way too much. I guess it's like similar to, working anywhere that's got to do with food or any indulgence sort of things. So that's the way I sort of see it. But with Little Box Co., we did. I started. I was like, I'm all business. I'm like, no, it's for the clients. This is stuff for them. We should be eating it. We should be health conscious. Don't want to show the kids how to eat bad. Yeah. Now I'm like, fucking get into that spare room to get that food because I'm starving like Marvin. So happy days.
Jarrod, was your first job out of high school radio?
No, it wasn't. I worked for 2 weeks at. I've got a story which I can't really tell.
Still in the courts?
But you can. Just tell it. Let it go.
Okay, you guys have to promise me something on your family's lives.
We won't tell anyone.
No, because we might have about 3 people listening. When you grow up as a man and you go through the growth stage of a man, you start understanding your own body.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
You had an erection and got sacked?
No. No, you can't say any of that. I'm just going to...
Okay, all right.
So I was understanding my own body, and you used to think that it was a sin to do that. You're like, I can't do that. That's just horrible. Are you following what I'm saying?
I do. Kind of. Stop looking at me while you say this.
Yeah. So I actually, I remember this like it was bloody yesterday because I did it yesterday too. I remember back when I was 16, I was working in a news agency, right? And this has nothing to do with where I was working.
Sure.
I'll get the work part out of the way first. It was in the year 2000. My dad was working at the Olympics. He was commentating something, and he really wanted me to work at the West Lakes news agency, and it was so boring. Like as a 16-year-old, I was playing the Sydney 2000 video game on computer with my mates, but I'd have to leave to go and do this. So I used to go and look at all the adult magazines, but I'd discover it, but like it was like Black and White magazine, which is a photography magazine with nudes in it. So that was good. But then I used to call up my dad and admit it to him and go, Dad, I've just looked at one of those magazines again. And my dad's response was, okay, I'll probably have to get back to you, son, because I'm just about to call the gold medal game of the basketball.
Also, what edition was it?
I was there for 2 weeks. Then I worked at the Athlete's Foot at West Lakes. For a couple of years. And I love that. I sent them so many, I think you grow up, you want to work at Foot Locker or JB Hi-Fi. What are you guys looking at?
There's a guy out the window, but I haven't organised anyone else. So.
Lena! So I, you want to work at those places, like you want to work at Boost Juice or the JR Surf and Ski or whatever. So I ended up working at the Athlete's Foot, which is really good. It taught me a lot about customer service, and my boss was really cool. And then I got a job at Nova.
Right.
But it's cool going into like shoe stores now and going, cool, I know how this kind of operates.
Yeah.
And what about you?
My first job was I worked about 7 hours a week at a lawnmower store, just putting together lawnmowers for the showroom, cleaning them, mowing the lawns out the front of the showroom. It was pretty average. It was a friend of Dad's who owned it, and I think
Dad's a dog.
Yeah, Dad the dog actually got him to create this job for me so that I was, working. But it was all right. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Got paid bugger all.
Marineland. You guys are probably too young for that.
Yeah.
It's Marineland. So like SeaWorld, but kind of the dodgy one.
Down at West Beach.
Yeah, West Beach. Yeah.
Marineland.
Across the road from the caravan park.
They sell boats and stuff.
No, I had dolphins and shit.
That's right.
Really?
They sold dolphins.
Mr. Percival.
Yeah, they sold dolphins. And so that's how Con got into it.
And you Andy?
My first job was Foodland.
Okay.
Stocking shelves.
Yeah, doing that. I was the only dude there. It was amazing.
We
awesome. Yeah. So I had great times there.
I used to work at
nice.
for a while, and some of the stuff that the staff used to get up to there was phenomenal.
Like the baseball bats and such.
Yeah. No, so like I don't know anyone that still works there, so I can probably say
No, you can't, because you've said the name of the place you're working.
Yeah, unless you want us to beep it out.
Yeah, we don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah, beep it out.
No, don't beep it out.
It's a good story.
No, it's a good story. Beep it out.
Are you going to beep it out?
We'll see what
No,
happens.
I won't tell the story.
No, just tell the story. I'll beep it out.
Oh, just some of the staff used to help themselves to certain things from the store. And
That's all right.
but not pay for it. And,
that's all good.
but then what they would do is go to a second store, and then I've got to stop saying.
You've got to beep that one. Yeah.
Can you slow down a bit, because I'm trying to catch up on the beats right now.
Taking notes of me.
So they would take something from the store, not pay for it. Then they would go to a second store, and because they didn't have a receipt, they were only eligible for store credit. And then they would get that store credit and then go to a third store with the receipt and send it back and get the money for
That
it.
sounds exhausting.
I used to work for an automotive motorsport store,
Repco,
that had a attached to it. And that store didn't make a cent for about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Because all the staff, not me, we literally, they literally would take, like out the back there was an installation bay with a guy that would like install audio and all random parts for cars and stuff. And we were heavily involved in the drift scene and drift competition and motorsport and stuff. So you'd have people coming in from, I don't get too deep into this, but organised crime. And they would literally walk in, then walk out with
whatever
shit.
they wanted.
And I'll be like, what's that big guy walking out? And they're like, don't worry about it. But also the son worked there, of one of the owners, and he built a drift car that cost about $280,000, like with all the bits and pieces on it.
Yeah.
And literally put the place into almost bankruptcy stage, and all the owners had to go back to their full-time jobs for it.
Not good.
And I just sat there and I was like, I'm not doing anything like that, guys. Yeah. I'm being a good employee, but I'm going to do a burnout on my way out when I leave. And I did, and I got in trouble.
Oh, well.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're done. I think we're done.
Let's finish on that, shall we?
Yes.
No, we're done. Con, it's
Like
been a
the
pleasure,
Boost Team
mate.
Men thing's done.
We're going to keep doing this. And just because you're here, this doesn't classify as catching up with you, by the way. This, this means that you're a special guest here, so we're going to come down your way.
Yep.
And also roll up to your trophy place.
And we will go wherever you want to go. We'll go have a nice feed. Thank you, mate. Like, this is the chance that we can get together and say thank you for everything you do for us, because, mate, you could be promoting your business.
I don't do very much for you.
Bloody hell,
you do,
mate.
you do more than you're
The most
giving
important
credit
thing, you're a very kind person. You're very generous. The amount of things you've given us.
Absolutely.
But you listen
Material.
to us, mate.
That's material.
Yeah, but the warmth that you have as a person, man. I noticed that when I came in and gave you a hug almost like 3 months ago to the day. We've all been in there and met you. You're friends with our
Apart from
friends.
Andy.
Yeah, I've
Andy's
I
mum's
sent mum
been
in.
in. To get some
Andy's
framing.
mum hasn't got it going on. Sorry.
She came in for
Framing that they
Con's
don't do.
picture framing. Yeah.
So yeah, I sent my mum there to get a tyre changed. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I went, no, I'm not going to talk about my mum. Bless, she's a saint. But she did the old pancake. Thank you, man. And Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yeah.
Thanks for supporting us. Brighton Trophy Centre. Make sure you go and see Con and Lena because pre-season has started for everything. However, it is not just that. It is Christmas shows. It is people preparing for next year, new staff members with name tags. It's everything. If you want branding for your business, they are the guys to see you. They will give you a great deal. Have you had fun today?
Awesome. It's been awesome, guys. Love it.
They are the sound bites we need. That is all.
That's why we all stood quiet for a bit, so I could edit it.
Oh, you know what we need you to say? We're going to be silent. We need you to say, "Great tweet, Matt."
Great tweet, Matt.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Matt.
Bruce Team, man.
That's all right.
Follow us on the socials. This tequila is very nice. Herradura.
It's not the great name to have once you've had the tequila. You really say something like Smith Tequila or something, so it's a bit
Are
easier
you
to...
saying tequila or tequila?
Tequila. Yeah. Isn't that how the Mexicans say it? Anyway.
Goodbye. What do you call a Mexican who was a victim of automobile crime? Carlos.
One Carlos. What's better than eating a Mexican in?
What do you call two Mexicans playing basketball? One on one.
See ya.